Assalamualaikum dan hi. In this video, I will show you how to insert data into MongoDB. This is my video outline. Firstly, I will explain the data modeling. There are two types of data modeling, embedded data model and other one reference model. Then this video will continue with the demonstration of how to insert data via MongoDB Shell. For your information, in MongoDB Compass is already built in MongoDB Shell, so we can use MongoDB Shell in the MongoDB Compass. Lastly, I will show how to insert data via graphic user interface within MongoDB Compass. Stay tuned. Firstly, let's see data modeling. Okay, the embedded data. Embedded document capture relationship between data storing related in single document structure. MongoDB document make it possible to embed document structure in field or array within a document. It means we can have another document inside a document. Okay, the example, for example, here the ID and username is one document. Then under the ID and username we can embed with the other document such as contact and access. So in order to embed or include or attach together with the original document, which is username, we can use similar way key and value techniques representation. Okay, for example, create new document, give a name to the document, for example contact, and the detail of the document we put in another curly bracket. In case we have more than one document that we want to embed it, we can add at the bottom of the current document. For example, we create another document access and attach the data of the access. This way we combine or embed data in one document. Okay, the second representation or model is reference. Reference store the relationship between data by including links or references from one document to another. Application can resolve these references to access the related data. Broadly, these are normalized data model. The reference model actually is a normalized data model that it is a similar way how we normalize structured data. For example, there are three documents here. As we can see here, there are user document, contact document, and another one is access document. So in order to get a relationship between these documents, so we need to put the ID, or in SQL relational database we call it as a reference or foreign key to the next document in order to make a relation. Okay, for example, the main document is user, so the ID of user needs to put into contact document, and another document is access, also we put the ID of user. Using this way we can make a reference of these three types of document. Okay, this type of document will store into different collection. For example, user document will store into user collection. Contact document will store into contact collection, and access document will store into access collection. So we can see the difference between reference and embedded data modeling is in the embedded modeling we need to create only one collection. Meanwhile, for the references modeling, we need to create different collection for each document. Okay, for example, in this case, 3 collection: user collection, contact collection, and access. Compared to embedded data modeling, we need only one collection to install this data. Okay, now I will show how to use MongoDB Shell inside the MongoDB Compass. Okay, now we open the MongoDB Compass, then make a connection, press connect button. So we're already connected and log in into the database. Okay, so we can start MongoDB Shell. Okay, the MongoDB Shell button we can access at the bottom of MongoDB Compass, at the left bottom. Click on the MongoSH. Okay, so it will appear shell. Okay, so we can type using a command in the Mongo shell. Okay, for example, let's look what's the DB, the list of DB inside of the current DB. Okay, show DBS. Okay, we want to create new DB. For example, we want to create a student DB. Use student. Okay, let's see is it active or not. Okay, so it show this DB is active. We already create a student DB. Otherwise, we can see here in the GUI as well, MongoDB Compass, and you need to press refresh button first in order to get updated view. However, in the GUI, it still not list our new DB is a student. Maybe we need to insert the data first. Okay, let's try to insert new data. In this tutorial, I will use this data. This data is related to the student. The student has the information such as ID, first name, last name, ID, course, and the student has address. Address consists of ID, address, city, state, country, ID, student. So we need to put ID student in order to refer to the student. Okay, another one, course. Okay, course ID, course name, and course code. Okay, I use this data set. This data already normalized. Okay, in order to get this, you need to normalize first. Okay, let's start. To insert data, we need to use the command. The command is db dot. Okay, you need to create one collection. Okay, you can instantly create while you inserting data. Okay, so we straightforward to insert data. So things one db for student details to info dot. Okay, the method that we need to use to insert data is insert one. Okay, there are two methods, insert one Another one is insert many. The different one, we can insert only one data, meanwhile for insert many we can store many data at once. Okay, so we put the information inside the parentheses. Okay, we can press shift button. Okay, shift button in order to separate the open and closing. Then we may start the insert the data. Okay, so firstly we need one block of document. Okay, is open and closing of curly bracket. Okay, we start again. Okay, actually it's quite hard to write the code inside the shell. Alternatively, you can use Notepad or Notepad++. You write up the code inside the Notepad and then you just paste here. Okay, in order to make more easier to edit or write up the code. Okay, in order to go down, we cannot press enter. If we press enter, then it will submit the code, submit incomplete code. Okay, like just now. Okay, now we need to be carefully. Okay, press enter. Okay, now we can we start insert the data. ID stud. Okay, separate by comma. The stud ID, for example, in the table is 2019-111. Okay, you can put, okay, separate the attribute with the comma. Okay, for second attribute is your first name. Okay, the name. So for the string, you need to put inside the quotation mark. Okay, for example, we put Muhammad, last name. Okay, another one is ID cost. The ID cost is the integer. We do not need expression. Okay, next we already done. Insert the first document. Okay, we want to embed others document inside this document. So shift enter and give a name to the second table. The second table, for example, we give address. So for the second table, we need block to represent the second document. Okay, we need curly bracket. Okay, try to indent in order to make more easier to see the difference between first document and second document, the embedded document. So we can make sure the last attribute of the first document, we should write the comma in order our document finish yet. The address is address ID. Okay, the address ID is ID 001. Just put comma address. Okay, the address is load 1. Okay, another one is city. Machang. Okay, put the comma because we still have the next document. Okay, put a comma at the end of the curly bracket of address. Okay, so it means we still not complete. We have another document to be inserted. Okay, for example, we want to insert the third document, which is course. Okay, we call it as course. Okay, give the name. For example, I give course. Is for the course document, we did not need comma because this is the end of our document to be inserted. So it seems our document is ready. So here I already embed the document student with the address and course. Okay, let's see. Okay, maybe we need to put comma to the Machang as well. Okay, So put a comma. Okay, right after we insert the data, we can view the data. In order to view, we can use db.studinfo.find. Okay, so it needs to place a db followed by a collection name. For example, in my case, I use my collection name is studinfo, and followed by the method to display is find. Okay, then press enter. Then it will show our data inside the studinfo. Yeah, another way you can use pretty. Okay, db studinfo find.pretty. So the pretty, the difference is it display in formatted way. Okay, in this kind of format. Okay, now let's insert more data. Okay, now we try to insert using insert many instead of insert one. Okay, actually I already write up the code inside notepad and just copy, then paste here. Okay, this is my code. So this round I will use insert many. Okay, in order to use insert many, okay, you need to differentiate between between document. Okay, consider this the one document. Okay, now we want to insert more embedded document. For example, this is one embedded document for one student. Okay, so right after that, this is the another embedded document, the next student. Okay, in order to use insert many, another thing you need to use square bracket. Okay, square bracket means we have many data. Okay, so both of these data will put inside the square bracket. Okay. Okay, is the difference between insert one, we did not need to use this bracket, square bracket. Okay, one document, and right after the first document, put comma, and this is the second document. Okay, so both of this document put inside square bracket. Press enter. Okay, already insert. Then we can display use the command. Okay, now we have 3 embedded document. Okay, it should have 3 embedded document. Let's see, db.studinfo.find. Okay. Okay, so you display. Okay, this is okay, first embedded document, second embedded document, and another one is here. Okay, so we can check out our GUI as well. See in our GUI, refresh our GUI first in MongoDB Compass. Okay, now it lists our new DB. Okay, so our database name student consists of one collection, studinfo. Okay, click studinfo, and it will display all the data has been stored. Okay, for example, we can see here, okay, there are data. Firstly, Imam Azman. Okay, second Rosik, and one is Maria Osman.